If n denotes a number to the left of 0, so that means if it's to the left of 0 on the number line, it means it's negative. So n is less than 0. Such that the square of n, so n squared, is less than 1 over 100. Then the reciprocal of n must be what? So I need to figure out what n is. And it looks like it's in between two numbers looking at the answers. And then I'm going to take the reciprocal, which means you just flip it. So whenever you have a quadratic inequality, I like to get 0 on one side. So I'm subtracting 1 over 100 from both sides, and that's going to be less than 0. And now I'm going to factor the left side. That's n plus 1 over 10. And n minus 1 over 10 is less than 0. And that's n is negative 1/10, or n equal 1/10. Now, I'm showing you all the work. What's going to end up happening is we know right here that n is going to be in between a negative 1/10 and 1/10. But I'm showing you the work how I know that. These are called critical numbers. They're called critical numbers because if you let n be negative 1/10, you're going to get 0. So put these on the number line. And let's test each interval. I've broken my number line into 3 pieces. I want to know, I'm looking for numbers I'm looking for numbers n that you plug in here, and it's going to give me a negative number. So let's take 0. 0's in this middle range. If you plug in a 0, I don't care about the value, I only want to know the sign, and you plug it in here, 0 plus 1/10 is a positive number. 0 minus 1/10 is a negative number. A positive times a negative is a negative. So any number you choose in between a negative 1/10 and a 1/10 is going to give me a negative number. If you check these outside intervals, they're actually going to give you positive numbers. You could plug in a 1 or whatever. If you plug in a 1, 1 plus 1/10 is positive. 1 minus 1/10 is positive. You get a positive number up here on this end here. But remember, we're looking for numbers that make it less than 0, which is negative. So we've got n is less than 1/10 is less than negative 1/10. But we know that n is less than 0. So that means negative 1/10 is less than n is less than 0. So negative 1/10 is less than n. Let's just pull off this piece here. And if we take the reciprocal, that's going to be negative 10. It's going to flip that thing as greater than n. Whenever you take 1 over n, reciprocal. So that means that n is less than, that means that, n is less than negative 10. I should have phrased that last part. The reciprocal of n is less than negative 10, and that's what I'm trying to find. So your answer is A.